So while so many companies are looking to AI and implement AI to make their businesses more efficient, more effective, there's still a human element that I think is a top concern. So I'm curious, when you go in and start working with an SMB to implement different AI strategies, talk to me about the human aspect of it, because obviously any kind of change in an organization, people at the onslaught are going to be very against that change. How do you address that?
Our approach has been the same for 1848 as it is for the ventures that we build. And what I mean by that is that we believe that there is always going to be a need for a human in the loop, right? The idea that the technology can only get you so far. And obviously that's also changing, but reality is that there are many areas where we believe humans do a much better job than the technology, right? Creativity being one area, the ability to understand nuance, the ability to kind of multitask on certain aspects of your business, which may not be the focus of the tech. That said, it is truly, again, going back to having solutions that are easy, that are intuitive, that are connected to the human workflow, we think are really important because it's in 2025, it's really about making sure that there's this first kind of implementation stage where you get a chance to understand how this tech is going to support your business. But over time, what are other areas that could also become valuable for the technology to really shape the way that your business operates? So you can, again, focus on that higher kind of, up level activity. So instead of being downstream on process and back office function, how do you really focus on some of the things that are going to help you with growth, right? And I think that's where we see the biggest opportunity. We haven't run into a lot of problems because of what we think about is also these hybrid solutions. How does the technology marry with the human? And when we look at some of our businesses today, again, using Take Up as an example, the technology informs the end user, but the end user is making the decision, right? It isn't about the technology making the decisions by itself. We certainly think that's an option. We actually have that as an option, but in many cases, it's also about allowing the human in the loop to really drive the right decisioning around what the technology is sharing as an output. That's the way I would frame it.